Okay. So, finally finished Persona 3 Reload on the Steam. First off, Lord, what a good game. I would give it an A. Low A. Not as high as Persona 5. Persona 5 had more varied dungeons, slightly more complex story, even though this one might have hit the themes a bit harder, which is good. Um So gameplay, obviously, they took a lot of the quality of life stuff, Persona 5, added them in. It was great. I could actually play this one because I never had a PlayStation 2 going up. And it looks like, just what I've heard, that they've really improved a lot of things. Quality of life matters. But boy, the story is where it shines. Um, this is a game about death, as my best friend would put it. This is a game about death. And then characters die, and you're like, oh no, this character dies. And then Faith is like, oh no, Michael, a character in a game about death dies? No way. It's like, okay, yeah, I kind of did walk into that one. That's fair. Um, but first of all, characters do die, and they stay dead. George R. R. Martin, take notes. You don't need to have gore and incest and all that other stuff to make people actually die in your story. Not gonna say who. Well, so spoiler shield here. Don't keep watching this unless you want spoilers. Um, it took me a little bit to understand what the theme of the game was. I'll be honest here. Um, but then you kind of go through it with the side quests, and you're kind of like, oh, this is a game about Ross. Wow, I was not expecting that. And people have memories of people dying, like dead, gone. And there's no like, oh, we saved them, we brought them back to life. No, if you're dead, you stay dead in this game. Um, then you get the main plot, and it's like the people who die. You're like, wow, I was not expecting this. Um, so despite all of that, and I read in the comment thread somewhere that the main character dies. I'm like, so I went through the final like 3 hours of the game being like, okay, is he gonna die? Is he gonna die? And I thought he was gonna do the whole ultimate sacrifice thing to destroy the goddess of death. Um, then he kind of comes back, and you're like, wait a minute, I thought I gave like 541 HP out of 541 HP. Why is my to do that final attack? Why am I still alive? And you go through, and everybody's like, oh, you're back, and you're like, this is weird. I was expecting him to die. Why didn't they explain this? And then you basically go up 2 months, and you basically say your goodbyes, and everybody you talked with over the course of the game is basically pursuing what comes after the ending of what comes after loss, or what comes after the story arc. And it's nice. It's actually kind of sweet. Like, why is this and a lot of death flags. You're like, oh, can't wait to see you again. I can't wait to see you after the next school. You're like, there's a lot of this. I can't wait to see you again stuff because nobody really gets it, I guess. And then you get to the end, and turns out I guess still remembers what happened. And I guess she just knows something's up. And then throughout that final day, you kind of just say, they keep saying, people say you don't look well. You look tired. You look off. You look worse, which is interesting. Then you get to the end. I just say, hey, let's go up to the roof. And you still don't really look like totally awake. And I guess just kind of says, "I'll always care for you, always be there for you." And you fall asleep just as your friends get to the top of the building. And you say either close your eyes or keep your eyes open. And probably I didn't do the keep your didn't do the blank. I just did the close your eyes option. And you kind of fade. No, I guess looks at the people and she like gives like kind of a sad smile kind of thing. And then you go through the credits and you see the guy's face and your character's face and you kind of fade to white. And I'm like, what happened here? And then I'm like, initially I was like, oh, you're fine. You don't officially die. I want an announcement. The character dies. It turns out that that's the end credits, which are pretty queer. And I'm like, oh wait, that's you passing into like a coma or whatever. Um, which really makes sense because your character died, and your character just wanted to keep the promise to meet up one last time in the booth for graduation day. Um, and your character dies because he gave the 541 HP out of 541 HP. And now I'm kind of processing it through this video, and I'm like, that is a perfect ending of this game and the acceptance of death and just accepting it. And the stuff about like your ties to other people, but keep you going, but those ties eventually get severed through death or separation, whatever else. Bold move, but it's the correct ending for a game, but ballsy, really ballsy for a game to do that. Really ballsy. I guess it did hit me. I think it's a delayed hit. I'm like, the character you spent 70 odd hours going through the game with dies at the end. I'm just looking if it works. Shoot. Yeah, sheltered by an eternal peace while through all eternity. Yeah. So it's not like they don't tell you what's going on. I guess I just didn't. Anyway. What a good game. You can't replay it though. That's kind of the thing. It's kind of like, oh, your character dies. I can't replay it now. It's like, yeah. Like Persona 5, you could replay. It's kind of a trick. Persona 3, you can't replay. And what's funny is that it's not really a complicated message. Death is inevitable. You can't destroy it. You just have to delay it for a while. I think we tend to dismiss death. We either ignore death or we dismiss it. And I do think there might be it. Well, I don't know. Maybe there's another life after this one. I don't know. But it's definitely not in this realm. You definitely are someplace else if you are someplace else. Glad I finished it though. This game would have distracted me because I've got a big week of work this week. But also makes you wonder the separation you have with different people, like different people you're never going to see again. You might have helped out in life, Do they remember you? Do they know that you helped them? Did you help them? I don't know. Um, January is a good time to have this kind of game end too, because January is a month about, like, December is all about Christmas. Everything's happy. In February, you just kind of endure. You just kind of endure the cold. January is the time. Really think about the ending of things. Anyway. And it's just so sad because I guess it's kind of like, I read this in a comment, is kind of reading you off so you don't have to be afraid as the character, which is like really, really nice because that is what you would do for somebody who knew who was dying and didn't quite know why. Because the main character doesn't really know that they're dying. They know that people are saying that they look tired and they look basically sick. They know that. And it's like almost like they don't remember the 541 for 541 HP attack that they made. And they just know that they feel very tired, which feels like how you would feel when you die, where you don't know. Like, hopefully, unless you die, like, you get shot 20 times, you're kind of like, okay, I'm probably going to die from that. But if it just, or passing away, you probably don't really know that you have like one more good day where you can say goodbye to people sometimes. That happens apparently a lot. And then this android just tells you, hey, you're gonna be it'll be okay. And that's just, it is really sad for her because her entire speech is like, you gave my life meaning. And you know that that meaning is gone now because he's gonna die and she has to find a new meaning for life. But she can't say any of that. She has to be comforting towards her friend. You know, I did add the romance option. I guess I'm like, well, if this guy's gonna die, I want him to have like, I'm not gonna go away from the romance route for the different options. Didn't actually end up doing that many of those. Just did Yuki and Yuko, I think. Oh, no, I guess. But anyway, really beautifully done. Just watching this animation, the cherry blossoms, the light in the sky. Yeah, the fact it didn't immediately register that the character dies feels intentional. I feel like that's supposed to be kind of like how it's. I think you're supposed to like not immediately register that your character just died. I feel like you're supposed to have that feeling of, wait, did you die? What? So that's what I'm going through now. Um, anyway, not going to talk about anything usual, but if you haven't played Persona 3 Reload, I think I'm giving it a solid A. Yes, the Tartarus is a lot of time spent. Doesn't have that much, to be honest. Probably about 20 hours going through Tartarus, which is one big dungeon. And you're never really stuck. And like, honestly, the battles themselves are fine. The gatekeepers are annoying. It is funny that, oh, how many times did you die for that gatekeeper? 10. Oh, what about the goddess of death? Oh no, I got that. I got through that in the first go. um, which is smart, but it is funny. I want to make an anime where it's like, yeah, I'm the gatekeeper is the main character, and it's like, yeah, the Big Boss died. I'm fine. And it gets like severance package or something. That'd be funny. Um, and I think I need, actually, I think I need to get my toothbrush from the car. Maybe we'll see some snow come down. It's gonna snow, so that's kind of gives me an excuse not to go into work tomorrow. Yeah. See, I want to talk about like video games and art and stuff, but I feel like just the message that death comes to us all and we need to accept it and love the people we can while we can. I don't think I can really give a better message than that. Anyway, cheers. Really good game. See you soon.